almost that time of year. Let's do a Lorelai Gilmore inspired makeup look. I am so excited for fall. Like, I love summer. I love all the seasons, but I'm still excited. Okay, this is Light Brunette from the L'Oreal Faux Brow Pen. Favorite brow pen. And I'm just using the Light Brunette. Normally I use Dark Brunette, but she has a little bit of a softer brow. Her hair is a bit darker on her head than it is in her brows. I'm going to throw just a little bit of brow gel in there. This was a soft matte makeup look, so I almost went for the Super Stay, but it's a more radiant, so I'm going to go for the Catrice HD because this is going to give me a more matte kind of look, and it's also a little bit of a lighter shade. I don't think we are trying to go for full coverage. We're just trying to go for evening out the complexion here. We're going for effortless 2000s mom, you know? We also want like a satin matte concealer, so I'm using the NARS, I think this is the creamy concealer. This is just going to add some brightness underneath our eyes, maybe around our nose and on some blemishes, but most specifically underneath our eyebrows. We're not doing chiseled and we're not doing super full coverage, like makeup structured glam like we do nowadays. As much as I want to reach for warm brown, that's just not what she has going on. So I have this Midnight Dune palette from Morphe. We have some cool neutral tones in here, and we're gonna just add some of this to the crease. Not a lot by any means. This is the eyeshadow all the way into the inner corners and almost down the bridge of my nose as most of the pigment leaves my brush to make this seemingly be more natural, even though it's not. It just gives the eyes a little something without being too much or too obvious. I'm gonna go in with the same shade on a different shaped brush, a little bit smaller, more precise, so that I can run this under the eye, focusing mostly on the outer corner and only using a little bit of product so I can really sheer this out. Shade right here, and I'm going to put this all over the lid. I'm not really trying to get a mint color payoff. I'm just trying to give the illusion of a full eyeshadow look. I'm gonna take a clean fluffy brush and just really fluff everything all over the eye. This is just gonna make sure everything is nice and blended. There are no harsh lines. Everything is soft, which you definitely want if you're gonna be on TV. Definitely not layering creams and powders. We're gonna use some powder to mattify and set the cream products that we used, but we're not gonna be layering bronzers and powders and stuff for longevity and depth because you really did not have a lot of that in the 2000s. So mostly this is to make sure that our cream product foundation doesn't move around a lot, but also to make sure that we do look mattified and have like that soft matte natural radiant finish. And for blush, I don't really think there's a whole lot of bronzer going on in her face, but for blush we do have a lot of berry tones and purpley kind of vibes. This is Mellow Wine from Wet n Wild, and we're gonna add this to our cheeks and then blend it out. Also to fade the color a little bit. Then we're just gonna do a lightweight, nice fluffy mascara that looks good without lashes. Nothing too clumpy or over the top. Just like any traditional darn it. What I was gonna say is a mascara any traditional person would be wearing that gets all of their makeup advice, tips, and tricks from a magazine, which is what I did growing up and why I fell in love with makeup and did it for a living. This dry. It always has a berry or a red lip going on, and it's really hard for me to not do a bunch of liner and dimension. I know she used a MAC lipstick. I don't have it. I would love to go purchase it and like double check exactly what that was. And I know the information is out there. If you know, comment down below and we'll go see what kind of information we can find. I'm gonna use the Super Stay Teddy Tint today in the shade, I think it's Coquettish, sorry. And this is just a nice satin kind of matte finish that I feel like you'd get similarly from a traditional bullet cream lipstick. And she doesn't have, you know, too much intensity here. I'm gonna use a spoolie to remove this mascara. This is just going to flake the mascara right off. So I'm gonna use the same shadow And maybe just give myself a little bit of definition on this outer corner of the eye, but very, very, very subtle. I'm going to spray this down with a little bit of the Glow Unlock setting spray from Hard Candy, and I feel like it's perfect. Last minute curl to my lashes is what I just did, and then we take the hair out. I even have kind of the same haircut as Lorelai right now. My hair's a little bit longer, but the long bangs, and then I tried to style it similarly to something she would have had styled on the show. And this is it. This is your 2000s Lorelai Gilmore makeup look. It's actually really simple. Let me know if you guys want to see Rory, though I think that'd be even more simple. Stay tuned for some fashion, because I am the world's biggest Gilmore Girls fan.